What's up guys, Epic Tim here. I apologize, this is going to be a pretty quick video. I'm going to run through a lot of stuff. Sound off in the comments below, hit that like button if you like it, subscribe if you want to see some more content. And I do apologize. Purple button-up shirt day? No, we just came from the office. We haven't been working on the car today, but we did it for the last 2 days. Got a lot of stuff going in. Let's check it out. So I jacked up the audio on the first videos. This is attempt number 2. Let's run through the different things we got going on. We've got our spring cross member installed. We've got our jack plates all set up. This is lining up with the bottom spring cups down here. This actually, in mine, I need to rotate this just a smidge more, make sure that everything lines up appropriately. But that's no problem. We've only got this tacked in right now. We're going to be able to shore that all up. There's your factory shock location, so it fits up all nice and clean as if it was going to be a factory install. We've got our Moser Fab 9 axle housing. We've got our Strange Engineering street floater kit. This is not the drag race floater kit. What that's going to do is going to help with rotor knockback and some other drivability things we'll talk about in another video when we start to really weld that together and burn this thing in. But we've got our truck arms mounted up, and the next step of this process is going to be to come around here and line up your center drive cross member. So once you've got that set right about where you think ride is going to be, or center of your wheel well, you're going to go ahead and tack this in, tack in your front subframe bars. This kit's coming out pretty nice so far. I really don't have any complaints. I've only had to do a little bit of minor fitting to a couple of different pieces, but it's going real well. Looks really nice. Steve and the boys at Hotrods to Hell doing an excellent job. I've already cut off my factory spring hangers there. So the next thing I got to do is put this tube in. I've already done some minor fitting to it to get it to come up along this seam right here. And what that's going to do is provide an extra support for the frame to the side of the body. Then there's a diagonal brace that comes through here, goes right through the factory leaf spring pocket, and then welds on to this somewhere in this area, and that's going to firm up and make things a little more rigid. So you might see emergency brake cables in the way. I want to take that off, screw it in here, and relocate that, get all those details buttoned up. A couple of the extra pieces, emergency cable bracket here, no big deal. We're going to switch over to Willwood stuff, so I'm not too worried about that at this point. So a couple of things to note. The factory location for this goes right under this rear seat bracket for the floor. And I've got an LS and a T56 going in mine. Steve said it was best to take this and slide it back a little bit, run his shorter arm so that everything kind of works a little bit better, drive shaft angles and other details. I said, you're the man, you're the expert, I trust your opinion. We're going to go with what Steve says on that. A tip that you want to do is squaring things up. You want to measure from right here where the main part of your rear suspension starts. This is a critical dimension from here up to the center line of your front stub. So this is where the factory front frame horn stops and then goes to the front subframe. So go from the center of that crack back to the end of this subframe connector. On my kit, that's about 153 centimeters. Steve's instructions didn't come with any details there because everybody's going to be a little bit different on how they want to set their things up. You might want to go back a little, you might want to go forward a little. Everything back here is adjustable from that before you weld it in. Once you weld it in, you're set. So if you weld this cross member in just a little bit crooked, you're going to have thrust angle in your car, and you're going to have alignment issues when you get on your rack and you're trying to set your front end. Your rear end's going to be trying to drive a little bit to the side, and your front end's going to have to compensate that, and it's going to make it really difficult to get this thing to perform and go down the road straight. So this is very critical that you get this set up in the right spot. So this is what it looks like from the front. This is an extreme right angle. It's never going to be this low. You would have to be jumping Dukes of Hazzard style to ever get this much suspension travel. This would sit way high off the ground. I've just got it down so you can kind of see all the different pieces and puzzles and how that's going together. So the next thing that you want to do is come back here, pull out your factory gas tank, and this is where we're pretty much caught up to where we're at today. We take that and then we grab our Panhard bar right here. That's going to weld in from this angle right here where the factory gas tank hanger goes, 2¼ inches up to the edge of this tab, right here, and then you'll set that in and burn it on. Right above that, you can see that we've got these little spacer plates. It's a frame to trunk floor reinforcement bracket per the instructions, and that's what's going to support the Panhard. So once we've got the Panhard bracket welded on, this angle bracket is going to go right up here, and it's going to hold everything together real nice. I did like what Steve did. He stopped the Panhard vertical right here on both sides, so if you want to mini tub this and bring this frame out or cut and notch that, you've got plenty of room to do so. You don't need to make any additional modifications to Steve's kit. So one thing that I was really impressed with was this is an Oklahoma car. You might see all this red stuff up here and think, good Lord, he should have started with something different. No, this is just dirt. Take a look at this. It just comes right off. So when I was actually going back through here and cleaning, I kind of wanted to save and go through a little bit of this for you. And that's the dirt on the floor. Some metal shavings mixed in there, but it's not rust. It's just like a really fine powder. There is nothing wrong with this car at all. There's hardly any. In fact, here's the worst of it right there, which is just a little bit of surface. No big deal at all. I am really happy Bruce found this car on Craigslist. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. So that's all I got for today's update. We're going to go through in a little more in depth and detail on that rear axle and some of the other components in our next video. Then we're going to be getting ready for paint, cleaning up some small things that I was forgetting about, and making sure we get all those patches squared up. Make sure that we get this thing looking good and on the road here soon. If you have any questions or you're trying to do this yourself, sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see in this videos. I love this YouTube format so you guys can ask things and I can go right to video and show you exactly what your questions and solutions are. Oh yeah, real quick bonus. I forgot to mention that we did cut off this exhaust hanger right here as well. It was just eventually going to end up really pointless in the way for rerouting the fuel filler neck, which is going to have to come back down through the end of this and into the tank, as the factory spot comes right through here, which by the time we get a tire on this wheel, it's going to be just too close for comfort. And that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. If you dislike it, hit thumbs down twice, get out of here. And then if you want to see more content of this car, hit that subscribe button. Every one of you guys, I appreciate so much, and thank you. You are what's helping make this channel grow. See you next time. Oh yeah, don't worry, Greg, I didn't forget about you. We got some real fun stuff coming up real soon. Thanks, buddy.